afternoon, Pokesports, and welcome to a new kind of series that I do want to try out here on the channel. What we're going to be doing today is, since most likely the new Hisuian forms will be coming to Sword and Shield, we have confirmation. We don't exactly know when, but we have confirmation that there will be, home compatibility with Pokemon Legends Arceus. So probably these Pokemon are going to be in Sword and Shield, will probably be led into the metagame. So might as well start the speculation train now. Today, we're going to start by looking at Palkia-Origin. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like the way that it looks. I understand. But beyond what it looks like, its stats are infinitely better. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some sets that I think Origin Palkia can do. So if you guys are excited for that and you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, go ahead and hit the like button, show some support to know that you guys enjoy this. With that said, let's get on to the video. So, of course, we all know Palkia being the water dragon type. Very great typing because it has very little weaknesses and a lot of resistances. And in general, just water is a very great typing to have on a team. Water's, it's a part of the grass, water, fire core. Dragon's part of the steel, dragon, fairy core. So, all in all, Palkia does fill two very specific niches. With the resistances, of course, to fire, water, and steel, and weaknesses to only dragon and fairy. Take a quick look at the stats, and this is where this Pokemon really does shine here. The stats, you have an HP at a base 90, you have attack at a base 100, you have defense at a base 100, special attack at a base 150, special defense at a base 120, and then the new added speed to base 120 as well. This Pokemon goes disgustingly fast. And base 120 is a great speed tier to be in because Palkia used to be, in the base 90 to 100s. It wasn't always a great tier to be in, especially in a metagame where they introduce Pokemon that are just so darn fast. Especially, Zacian, Calyrex, Shadow, Regieleki. It's a hard time being a base 100 Pokemon right now. So what they did with this form is they went ahead, eliminated some of the attack, which Palkia wasn't using anyway. Palkia doesn't need attack. It's a special attacker. And then bumped it into the speed, which all in all is a great decision, I believe, by Game Freak. It really does help Palkia. There's zero reason not to use Origin Palkia at this point unless you really hate the design. Now, the first set we're looking at real quick is we're looking at a simple 252 special attack, 252 speed. You got IVs, all 31 across the board except for the attack because you don't want to get hit by foul play too hard. The very simple moveset spread. Hydro Pump, Spacial Rend, Earth Power, Protect. You have your coverage moves. You have your stab moves with the Hydro Pump and Spacial Rend. So just imagine this Pokemon in a situation. Of course, we have no idea if these Pokemon are going to enter the metagame, but imagine this Pokemon in a situation where, you can Dynamax it, right? You imagine Dynamaxing this Mon, even in the rain, mind you. You could run this next to Kyogre for all I care. It's just gonna do some serious damage, and I think this set is super simple and straight to the point. I have a Lustrous Orb here, and I also have the Pressure as the ability, but you can kind of do either one. It really just depends on the situation. I have Pressure here, but you can run something else if you so please. There's Telepathy, which can be very good in specific situations, especially when it's a situation where you have a lot of spread moves on your team. Say you have a EQ Landorus, you have a Discharge type of situation, like a Disquake team. You could always run Telepathy over Pressure. Pressure is very useful, especially when you're going against people that don't have, PP ups. Those very strong 5 PP moves can get knocked out in just 3 turns, which is pretty cool. I have the item here as Lustrous Orb, which is also kind of a flex as well. Lustrous Orb is a very good solid option and also very good in case you do have Life Orb on another one of your Pokemon. But like I said, also Life Orb, it can be a nice replacement for Lustrous Orb. This set is meant to go fast and hit hard. There's nothing beyond that. It's a fast attacker that doesn't need a lot of investment in its defenses because its defense is already so naturally bulky. The next set we have for Palkia here is a little bit more, finicky with the EVs. I spent a lot of time trying to calculate what would be the most optimal spread for this Mon. We are going to run an Assault Vest spread here, mainly because our special defense is already base 120 and our HP is already relatively high. You can seriously just make this stupidly tanky. Tanky to the point where it's really hard to get off the field. And especially in a format with Dynamax, right? Say you're in a format with Dynamax where you can just sit there, Spacial Rend over and over, lower their attack, or even, because think about it this way, you already have high special defense, right? You have Assault Vest, which is boosting your base 120 special defense by 1.5 times. Now you're in a situation where you're Dynamaxed, going for max Wormwinds over and over, lowering your opponent's attack on their side of the field. So now you're tanky, essentially, in both defenses and special defenses, and all you're doing is doing damage to them. Ridiculous. Or say, hey, your opponent doesn't have any physical attackers, or they got fairy types on the other side of the field. You have Earth Power to then boost your special defense even further. So you got some serious potential, especially if this is allowed in a Dynamax format, which I feel like, hey, it might be, right? We don't quite know at the time I'm recording this, which is, what is it, February 9th? We don't yet know whether or not they're going to allow these Hisuian Pokemon in the games. But hey, if Origin Palkia is in the game and it's going to be allowed in VGC, big yikes. We're running a Modest Nature here. Again, the ability is same situation. It's a flex on the pressure because you can kind of go either way. It's not like the abilities make a super big deal when it comes to performance. Moveset changed a little bit. We knocked out Protect just for the Draco Meteor. This is kind of a filler slot. I put Draco Meteor just because why not? You don't kind of need Draco Meteor because you have a Spacial Rend here, but this is a filler spot. You can be Draco Meteor. You can be... What else does it get? Thunder. It could be anything. Filler slot. Just stick a coverage move there. These are your primary three. These are your core. These are the important ones. In terms of our EVs, because that did change a little bit on this set, we have base 60 in speed. I started with the speed because I want to put this in a speed tier where it can at least match, it can outspeed Zacian in after a +1. So say you have a Pokemon with max Airstream on your side of the field, you go for the +1 just to make it outspeed. Your Palkia now outspeeds Zacian so that you can hit it with the Earth Power. And of course, if you outspeed Zacian, you also outspeed Dragapult, and etc., you know, the majority of the meta. Anything, I think the only relevant Pokemon beyond Zacian at this current point are Calyrex Shadow and what was that other one? Regieleki. So pretty much you outspeed everything after +1 is what I'm trying to say. Then I tried to look towards my special attack. I raised it in the highest possible while still getting the extra point in the Modest. If you guys don't know about that, it's a very good way to optimize your EVs, because if you have the boosting nature on the EV spread, there's a couple of certain instances where you gain 2 EVs instead of 1. So I raised it to 236, which is the bump, which is where I get 2 extra EVs instead of just a +1 in EVs. And then the rest I kind of dumped in HP and then spread it across evenly in special defense and defenses. But all in all, like this set, I feel like this set will be a strong one. Now that I'm taking a better look at it, maybe Draco Meteor isn't the play here for some reason. I decided Draco Meteor was the play, but hey, just stick Thunder on it. You'll do just fine. This is going to be a serious Pokemon and a serious threat. But I'm curious what you guys think. If you guys have any opinions on Palkia down below and what you think this will do to the metagame, please let me know down below. Like, if this is introduced, for sure, I think it will knock Kyogre out. Maybe not out, but it will definitely put a damper on Kyogre, right? It's like, what does Kyogre do to this thing? It can't touch this Pokemon. It already can't touch regular Palkia, and now you're making Palkia faster. So that's already a very terrifying thought. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm super curious to see what you guys have to say about Palkia. Do you think it's going to be competitively viable? Do you think it's even coming to Sword and Shield? Do you like its design? What would your sets be? Let me know down below. I'm super curious because we got to start team building. You never know. The meta can change in an instant and we're not prepared. Anyway, I'm Kevin, this is Pokesports. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already for some more competitive Pokemon content. Have a great night. Peace out. Bye-bye.